Today we're going to read from Breaking News English. It is the mini lesson and it is found online. The topic will be Cats are just as clever as dogs, says study. Today we will have one student reading the article and then we will discuss. All right, so could you please introduce yourself, give us your name, and then you may start to read.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Priscilla. My name is Esra. I am an English teacher. I live in Istanbul, and I am really appreciate to being with you and online courses here. I believe that I am going to be better than the last before.
Okay, you're getting better each time you practice. So today I'd like you to read the entire article. Ezra, if you come across a word that you don't know, please stop and ask so that we can better understand what it is about the word. All right, you may start when you're ready.
Okay. For whatever reason, people assume dogs are more intelligent creatures than cats. This notion has been called into question by scientists in Japan, who have said that cats are smart as dogs at certain memory tests. Cat lovers, of course, have always known this. Researchers at Kyoto University conducted uh, conducted tests on how well 49 cats could recall or relate to an event from the past, known as an episodic memory. The Japanese team got the felines to eat
Felines.
I don't know the words.
Okay, that is the name for a cat. Cats, like lions, tigers, cats.
Okay, scientific names.
Yes.
Okay. Felines to eat from one of two bowls.
Felines.
Sorry. Felines to eat from one of two bowls. 15 minutes later, the cats were tested on their ability to remember which bowl they had eaten from and which remained untouched.
Remained untouched.
The team found the cats could recall what they ate and where, suggesting they had episodic memory. And I am not really sure about episodic. What does the episodic mean?
Okay, so think about episodic as an episode on TV. Episode 1, episode 2. So episodic is the frequency.
Divided. Okay. Thank you. The scientists also said that cats were as good as dogs on a whole variety of mental tests, including responding to the gestures, facial expressions, and emotions of humans. Researchers Saho Tokaing told reporters that she believed cats think about past events similar to the way humans do. She said an investigating speculation is that they may enjoy actively recalling memories of their experience like humans. She added episodic memory is viewed as being related to an introspective function.
Introspective
Function of the mind. Our study may imply a type of consciousness in cats. Consciousness in cats. Mrs. Tokaing said the research is good news for pet owners, saying understanding cats more deeply helps to establish better cat-human relationships.
Okay. Now, from the reading, what do you understand about this article?
Yes, I just understand that cats has a episodic memory like humans memory type,
Mm-hmm.
and they can absolutely recall the memories what they did before as humans.
Okay. Anything
Mm,
else? Maybe
and
maybe five things. Tell me five things from this.
five things.
Okay. Something about episodic memory.
Episodic memory, yes. Recalling memory.
What is a feline?
Feline is a family name, scientific name of the cats.
Okay.
Mhm. And what is the episodic eyesight?
Are cats and dogs are cats as smart as dogs?
Cats are as smart as dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Two more things.
And
Did they did they
their
do it?
mem-
Did they do an experiment?
yes, they did an experiment that they make they feed in a bowl, and then after 15 minutes they make a taste, and they recall the memory that they knew the balls, their balls. Indicated their findings.
Okay, so that's five things, right?
Okay.
Could you
Mhm.
read those five things for me?
Of course.
Read them out loud.
Okay. Episodic memory. Feline is a cat. Cats are as smart as dogs. An experiment with two balls. After a time test, the results indicated their findings.
Excellent. So we know from reading this entire article that several things took place. This is not necessarily the order in which the article was written, but we know that in this article, we found that a feline is a cat. The article talked about cats are just as smart as dogs. They
Mhm.
did this with an experiment, and after some time, the results of the experiment showed that the use of two bowls and the cat's episodic memory allowed the researcher to understand that cats are just as smart as dogs. Now, I want to point out that the the let me think for a moment. The researchers did a lot of work and they wanted to be very straightforward. And they wanted people to understand that if you have a pet, it's your choice which pet you choose, but do not try to choose a pet based on their intelligence. This would be almost walking a very fine line of trying to find the difference. Now, what I was just trying to do, Ezra, is use some of the words and phrases that we've learned in the past, that whatever popped to the top of my head, I wanted to include it in this topic about cats are just as clever or smart as dogs. So, using these five things that we've learned from reading, tell me
Mhm.
about this article.
Um, for example, I crossed my mind that
Okay,
well,
so for example, it has crossed my mind. For example, it has crossed my mind.
it has crossed my mind that uh, cats can recall the memories like as humans.
Okay, cats can recall
Memory.
just
Cats
like
can
humans.
do, they're just like humans.
Okay, continue.
Cat, cat, I had, uh, I had crossed my mind that
No, no, not I had. It has
it
crossed
has,
my mind.
it has crossed my mind that uh, cats has, uh, cats
It was
can recall memories just as humans.
yes,
Uh-huh.
and let's call this episodic memory.
Episodic memory.
as I recall, or it crossed my mind that cats have episodic memory just like humans.
It has crossed my mind that cats has episodic memory as humans.
Okay, it's something about the as human. You need another word, just as humans.
Just as humans, yes.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that's one. Oops, didn't want that one.
It has crossed my mind that cats has episodic memory just as human.
Mm-hmm.
Humans. Okay. Human or humans?
Well, we're talking about cats now, not animals. A cat is an animal, but if you just say animals, then you're including squirrels and lions and bears, but we're not talking about lions and bears. We're talking about cats.
Okay.
Continue.
Feline is a cat. Feline is, I point out that feline is a cat.
And cats are as smart as dogs, according to the article.
And
Okay, let's start again. It has crossed my mind that cats have episodic memory just like humans. Now, I want to point out that a feline is a cat, and cats are as smart as dogs, according to the article. The article pointed out that an experiment was performed using 2 bowls. It was a very straightforward test in that after the test, the results indicated the findings. Okay, try again.
of course, it has crossed my mind that cat has just as humans.
Okay, cats have.
Okay, sorry, just. It has just crossed my mind that cats have just as human.
No.
Cats have episodic memory, just as human. And
Yes.
I also point out that feline is a cat, and cats are as smart as dogs. And also, it is pointed out from this experiment. An experiment pointed. No, I forgot the fourth one.
Okay, it's okay. If it doesn't come natural, keep going.
Okay.
Because it's not when it becomes a part.
Researchers did an experiment with 2 balls, and it is straightforward that after a time test, the results indicated their findings.
Yes. Okay. So if these phrases do not immediately jump into your head, it's because you haven't mastered them yet.
Yes.
But that's okay. Try not to let it interrupt your fluency. The most important thing is the fluency. You know what this article is about, and you can talk about it fluently. You're thinking about, you want to point out that the researchers found, but if the words point out doesn't come immediately to your head, keep talking, because you disturb your fluency when you're trying to think. So just keep talking. Okay, so here again, I want to point out in this research that the researchers wanted to determine what was the best way to find out if cats were just as smart as dogs. They did a straightforward experiment where they had 2 bowls, and they learned that cats have episodic memory just as humans do. So after the experiment, the results indicated their findings that cats were just as smart as dogs. Some words didn't just jump in my head, so I left them. If they come, use them. If they don't come, keep going. If they come and you use them incorrectly and keep going. So I don't want you to give up one thing over another. I don't want you to sacrifice fluency for vocabulary. I don't want you to sacrifice vocabulary for fluency.
Okay.
It will come, and eventually it will be like a smooth rowing machine. Everything will fall in place.
Okay.
Try again.
Okay.
You ready? You may start.
About at the beginning.
Oh. I'm sorry, what? Do the same thing again.
Okay. It has crossed my mind that cats have episodic memory just as humans. And I point out that feline is a cat. And also cats are as smart as dogs. From this experiment, the researchers used two bowls in their experiments, and after 15 minutes, the results indicate they straightforward. The results indicated their findings.
Okay, much better. So you talked about a straightforward attempt of the researchers to do a test. Let me think. Yes, you see how I say, let me think. Like, I don't know what I want to say. Oh, let me think. Instead of the let me think. Yes, a feline is a cat. Another interesting thing is that cats have episodic memory just like humans. So in this article, the researchers did an experiment. They wanted to make sure that the readers understood that if they pointed out exactly what bowls or what tools they were using, the reader may better understand blah, 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 blah. Okay? One last time and then we'll move on to something else.
Okay. It has crossed my mind that cats have episodic memory just as humans. And I point out that feline is a cat and cats are as smart as dogs. Researchers did an experiment with using two bowls. And after a minute, and they straightforward that after a timeline, the test results indicated their findings.
Very good. Now, we kept the fluency, we maintained our fluency. We didn't use straightforward in the best way. The researchers wanted to do a straightforward test. They did a straightforward test. The test was done in a straightforward manner. The straightforward meaning direct, unquestionable, and correct. That's what straightforward means. It's like, without a doubt, this is the best way to do this. So they did a straightforward research or a straightforward exam or a straightforward test. Okay.
That means the researchers straightforward test.
The researchers performed a straightforward test. Or the researchers did a straightforward test.
Yes. Okay.
All right, now let's take any questions, Ezra?
Okay, thank you.
Could you read each of these 10 words, 1 through 10 for me?
Of course. Creatures, nations.
Notion.
Notions. Certain. Felines. Reminded.
No, remained.
Remained.
So we have 30 minutes remaining in class. 30 minutes remained in the class. Remained.
Okay. Remain. Variety. Emotions. Speculation. Viewed. Establish.
This word is viewed. 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 Okay, so there. Do you know what each of these words mean?
I am not really sure about notion.
What number?
2.
Notion. So, Ezra, I have a notion that when we have our class today, you will do very well. Ezra,
Mhm.
I have the opinion that when we have class today, you will do well.
Opinion.
Ezra, I believe when we have class today, you will do well. What do you think notion means?
Feelings.
Very good. I have a feeling that you will do well today. I have an idea that you will do well today.
Okay.
Notion means feelings. Okay.
Okay.
Any
Thank
others?
you.
And
Thank you.
what is a creature?
Creature means it is that living things.
Such as,
Living things.
such
True.
as,
Such as cats. No.
yeah, or animal.
Animals. Okay.
Okay. Now, can you
Mhm.
match these up for me? 2. What is number 2?
Notion feelings.
Excellent. Number 3?
Certain belief.
Probably not believe, but we'll put it at believe. Believe is not even here. Oh, yeah. Okay, but it's not that, but we'll put it there. Number 4?
Felines cats.
5?
Remained kalan demek.
Remain,
Remain.
remain.
Remained. Okay. State.
Stayed. Good.
Variety. Variety. Specific. No,
Mm,
specific. Yes, specific.
well, that's not right either, but we'll put it there. Okay. Emotions.
Emotions. Emotions means feelings.
Okay.
Assortment.
Okay, let's go here.
No, no, not feeling. No, not feeling.
Okay, let's go to speculation.
Speculation. Assortment.
Viewed.
Viewed, seen.
Establish.
Establish. No, just I make mistake.
Okay, so let's go ahead and
Start.
correct them.
Okay, just start.
Okay, establish is going to be probably conjecture.
Conjecture. Oh, sorry.
Notion is going to be believe. Certain, it's going to be certain. So, oh, wait a minute. Certain is belief. Certain is belief. Notion, remained is stayed. Variety is assortment. Variety is assortment. Emotions or feelings. Speculation is speculation. Speculation probably is conjecture. Viewed is seen, and establish is to start.
Conjecture.
No, establish is to start. Okay, now, when we do these exercises with the words, there are some words that could have more than one meaning, but the goal is to try to find out the best one. So I'm not too disappointed in what we had. So we're good there. Now let's clear it and make it really nice and clean. And it is going to be creatures or animals. Notion, certain is specific. Felines is a cat. Remained is stayed. Variety is assortment. Emotions are our feelings. Speculation is a conjecture. Viewed is to seen. And establish is to start. So what's left that we weren't really sure? Notion has to be a belief. And that's all of them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So notion is going to be the belief. I have the belief that you will do well in the class at 9. All right.
Okay.
Now let's take a look at something that maybe I'll introduce to class today. And let's clear this. Any questions?
Oh, it's okay. Thank you.
Okay. So I'm going to go stop sharing for just a second. So, and do you have pencil and paper?
Yes.
Yes. I want you to write down these 10 words. Creatures, notion, and certain. While I'm looking for something. Creatures, notion, and certain. Let me know when you have those written down.
Remain.
Remain,
Emotion.
emotion.
Establish certain variety. Emotions. Build. Notion.
Okay, that's enough of them. Okay, great. Now, Ezra, tell me about this article and use all of those words and anything else that you can remember. You can look down at your paper. Tell me about this article using those words that you just wrote down. And if you can remember to use straightforward, point out, go over, do over. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. About in my researchers has a view that cats are as smart as dogs. They establish a test and they straightforward the test. They
performed a straightforward test.
They did straightforward test and
so Ezra, you see how you're thinking? Say, let me think. Say the words, let me think.
Okay, let me think. Remind. For example, remind. How can I use remind?
If it doesn't come to you, don't use it.
Remind.
I'm reminded of a cat I used to have. I'm reminded of a cat I used to have. I'm reminded of a cat that my cousin had, or I'm reminded of a cat I saw at the zoo. I'm reminded, something that you remember. I'm reminded of a time I was talking to the teacher about felines, and I remember a test that the researchers did.
I reminded that the researchers, Japan researchers they did, and they established a test.
A test on what? A test on what?
Test
Cat.
on
cats.
Cats. Yes, test on cats.
And you know, I learned that cats are called felines.
Felines are a cat. Felines
Okay.
are cats. Also.
If you use the word are, that's more than one. So felines are cats, or a
felines are
is
cats.
a cat.
Okay. Felines are cats. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. I'm going to stop this session. Then you'll have to log back on because this one's long enough. Okay. Bye.
Okay.
Thanks so much for joining me today.
I am thank you. Thank you.